Divorce happens. In fact, it happens to almost 50% of first marriages. So let's talk about it. Welcome to Divorce Happens, a podcast to educate, inspire, support, and yes, make you laugh through divorce and beyond so that you can start fresh on the next phase of your journey. Remember, divorce happens, and then we start fresh.
You get divorced. You get divorced.
Getting divorced?
I'm getting a divorce.
You're getting a divorce.
Because she's getting a divorce.
So what if I get divorced?
Welcome to Divorce Happens, the show where we support you before, during, and after divorce with education, inspiration, and a little bit of laughter. Because as you know, divorce happens, and then you start fresh. I'm Olivia Howell, and I'm here today coming at you with a quick solo episode, just you and me, to talk through something I know so many people face during divorce. Let's get started. Let's talk about guilt, one of the most universal and misunderstood emotions in the divorce process. People assume guilt only shows up when someone has wronged their partner. But in reality, the most tender, loving, self-aware people often feel the most guilt, especially when they've been completely miserable in their marriage. Guilt is rarely about wrongdoing. Guilt is about conditioning. You have been taught, explicitly or implicitly, that a quote-unquote good person stays in their marriage, that a good partner tries harder, that a good parent sacrifices themselves for their family, that a good woman makes it work no matter what. So when you reach the point where staying is hurting you, of course you feel guilty. Your body is carrying decades of expectations that were never yours to begin with. Another reason guilt shows up is because you have been the emotional caretaker of the relationship for so long. If you've spent years smoothing conflict, managing moods, swallowing your needs, or keeping the peace, then the idea of creating upheaval, even for your own well-being, feels wrong. You've been trained to protect the relationship at the expense of yourself. There's also anticipatory guilt, guilt for imagined outcomes, guilt about the kids, guilt about the finances, guilt about your partner being sad, guilt about disrupting routines, guilt about disappointing family, guilt about not being able to hold everything together anymore. But guilt isn't telling you the truth about your character. It's telling you how much responsibility you've been carrying. Guilt also shows up because divorce is an act of self-honoring. And for many people, especially women, self-honoring is unfamiliar. When you choose yourself after years of choosing everyone else, your nervous system interprets it as danger, not liberation. Your body says, wait, we don't prioritize ourselves. This feels unsafe. This feels selfish. But selfishness is harming others for your own benefit. Divorce in most cases is ending harm to yourself and sometimes to your kids. Let's also acknowledge something tender. People feel guilt when they still deeply love the idea of their family. You can love your kids fiercely, love your home, love your traditions, and still know the marriage is hurting you. Guilt thrives in silence. So here is the truth spoken out loud. You can be unhappy, hurting, unseen, lonely, overworked, or emotionally neglected and still feel guilty for wanting more. And that doesn't make you wrong. It makes you human. Guilt softens when you realize that ending a marriage is not about giving up. It's about returning to yourself. Thanks for spending these few minutes with me. Remember, you deserve support, you deserve clarity, and you deserve to rebuild a life that feels like yours. If you need more guidance, visit freshstartsregistry.com for free resources, vetted experts, and ways to feel less alone. Of course, you can always DM me on Instagram at Olivia Howell. I will see you next time. Divorce Happens is produced by Fresh Starts Registry, the only divorce registry platform for everything you need to begin again, including home items, hype team, and everything in between. Remember, divorce happens, and then we start fresh. We're here to support you before, during, and after divorce. Head to freshstartsregistry.com for more info.